Let's be honest, meal prep sounds great in theory until it's Sunday night, you're exhausted, and the last thing you want to do is chop vegetables. If you're a busy, brain fried midlife mama trying to stick to trim healthy, but you keep grabbing whatever's easy, this episode is your lifeline. I'm breaking down how to make meal prep simple, realistic, and totally doable. And even when you're tired, distracted, or just plain over it, let's turn I don't have time into I've got this. Are you doing all the things? Eating trim healthy, working out, praying for a breakthrough, but the belly fat still won't budge? Do you feel like your hormones are working against you and you're stuck in a body that doesn't feel like yourself anymore? Friend, I see you and you are not alone. I'm Kris, trim healthy coach, personal trainer, midlife mama, and lover of Jesus. I believe your body is good, your health matters to God, and you don't have to hustle harder to feel whole. Inside this podcast, I'll help you lose weight with grace, steward your body through perimenopause and menopause, and rebuild energy and confidence with practical trim healthy strategies that honor your hormones and your faith. Quick story before we get started today. One of my clients, Michelle, came in feeling totally defeated. She was tired of chasing the next diet, tired of feeling like her body was fighting her. 6 months later, her cholesterol dropped, her A1C went down, the scale went down, her confidence shot up. That's the kind of shift that happens inside the Midlife Fat Loss formula. You don't need to be perfect. You just need a simple plan that works. Let's make fat loss feel doable again. You can join us at bit.ly/join fat loss formula. That's bit.ly/join fat loss formula. Now, let's get into it. Welcome to Menopause Makeover, where we are making over the menopausal issues so that they're not a problem anymore. We're making them over into possibility. We're going from problem to possibility. You can make over anything in your life, and it starts with how you're thinking about it. So I like to start with our mindset. If you haven't caught on, I work a lot with, I wouldn't call myself a mindset coach, but I would call myself a weight loss, hormone, fitness mindset coach. I would, because the mindset work in my personal journey changed my life. I was like a lot of you, I was not able to get on the prep train. I was not able to get on the consistency train. I was not able to let myself off the hook. I was in shame and regret and whatever, and trying over and over and never getting anywhere until I started learning about how to manage my brain and how to manage my mind and how to flip the script, because it makes a huge difference. I just listened to every single thought that came into my head, which was so crazy. And I would attach myself to certain thoughts. And then that would create some results that I wasn't very happy with. And I'd wonder, what's wrong with me? And then I would blame me. And then that wouldn't get any better. And then I would keep doing it over and over. Does that sound familiar to you guys? Now, there were some things that I had dialed in. So for instance, I became a personal trainer when I was 20 years old. I'm 50, almost 57. So that is something that I always had a desire for. I was an athlete in my younger years in high school. Athletics and sports was my thing. And so that was easier to come by. And that in my life usually was always pretty, I would say, I'm not going to say balanced, but I'll say I was really able to have some victory in that area. But in all the other areas, especially with food and discipline and, oh my gosh, planning, oh my gosh, my personality, strategy and planning are so far away from my natural state. It's crazy. But I'll tell you this, having 9 kids will make you a better planner and strategizer, or you will lose your mind. So I had to learn that, and I had wonderful teachers and tools along the way. So if planning and preparation precede blessing, they precede victory. Yes, you could probably run in a moment and, throw some food together or figure out your exercise, but is it going to be on point? I feel like I, 90% of the time, could probably flow without planning now, just because I've been doing this for 16 years. But honestly, the key is to pre-decide a lot of whatever you can so that you don't have the decision fatigue and you can flow and you can set yourself up for success. So I want to start with some of the thoughts that really trip us up. And then I'm going to go very practical. So some of the things I hear you guys say is, I'm too tired to plan, prep, or cook. I don't want to spend hours in the kitchen. I want to eat healthy, but I don't have the time or the mental energy. Meal prep feels overwhelming and too complicated. Those are kind of I wrote them down because I went through, a lot of my past coaching documents and whatnot. And I like to take what you guys say and I like to actually write it down on my action plan that I give you after our call, because I want you to know what you're saying and I want to know what I'm coaching you on. And so these are the things that I hear. And of course, I've had those thoughts as well. I am right there with you, mama, lady, friend, sister. So I'm so glad that you've joined me here, Menopause Makeover. And I love just to say the Honeycast. Honey is my grandma name and Honeycutt obviously is my last name. And I love to bring you sweet nuggets in this podcast so that you can do your midlife better and better and better. So I'm glad you are here. So I'm going to start out with, I'm trying to figure out if I want to go with mindset. I'm sitting here going, I have this gold right here. And then you're like, just tell me what to do, right? Okay. How about I do this? I'll tell you what to do or what I do. And then we'll end with some nuggets, honey nuggets that you can leave. Get your pen out, get your piece of paper out, and let's go. All right. I'm going to make this simple. I'm going to call this my 2-2-1 method of prep and plan. First of all, you do not have to spend hours in the kitchen. There are ways to make that happen differently. And honestly, if you were to time yourself, say you're not making if you're making 8 different things for yourself, that's a different story. But we're talking about 4 things. Really, how long does it take? My brain blows it up. I'm going to be in there all day. It took me 2 hours. That is not all day. So if you give your brain a time frame, you will work within that time frame. Isn't that amazing? If you don't give it a time frame, you will lollygag and you will procrastinate and you will take longer. I have proven this to myself over and over. So I give myself an hour and a half to 2 hours max. If I have anything that is still needing to be prepped past that, I punt it to the next time I'm in the kitchen making dinner because it doesn't take that much longer. And if I even need another night to do that, I make another thing. But normally I don't make that many things. So managing our brain around the whole time thing is huge. So it really doesn't have to take you that long. Now, I suggest picking a day of the week that you can say, this is my day. And you guys, eat the frog first. Do you know what that means? Do it first thing if you can. Now, just say if Sunday's your day and you go to church and you want to come home and do some prep, that sounds like a lot, but you know what I mean. Don't wait. And unless your energy level is higher in the afternoon, if that's you, go for it, but don't let it be late at night. We want to work where our energy level is best, and we want to get it done before our brain starts giving us all kinds of excuses of why we don't and can't do it, right? So pick that day. For me, I will either use a Saturday or a Sunday to do that prep. And here is the 2-2-1 method. This has helped me so much. You're going to pick 2 carbohydrate sources that you are going to prep ahead of time. That could be sweet potatoes in an Instant Pot or the oven. That could be regular potatoes or purple potatoes. Potatoes are on plan and they're gorgeous for you. They're weight loss friendly. That could be your sourdough bread. That could be your brown rice. That could be your quinoa, lentils, navy beans, pinto beans, black rice, whatever. We're looking at pick 2 each week and you can rotate those 2. So that way you don't get tired of the same thing. 2 carbohydrate sources. One thing that does is that it makes them become a resistant starch if you cook them and then you cool them. Isn't that amazing? That means it's friendlier and better for our blood sugar. Yay, even bonus, right? Okay, the second 2 things you're going to pick, 2 veggies. Now, here are 2 different veggie hacks that I love. And one is you pick 3 veggies, non-starchy, or if you have some starchy veggies like carrots or beets or peas, you just limit them to a half a cup or less. Otherwise, it's going to take it into an E territory or crossover. So pick 3 veggies. Let's say onions, peppers, cauliflower, mushrooms, onions, broccoli. Let me think. Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, peppers. Like you hear me, like you pick your 3. You either roast them or I saute them in a little chicken broth with my favorite seasonings. Done. And I don't cook them for a long time because I don't want them to be all slimy. So I roast them with avocado oil, 425 or less, 15 minutes maybe. If I'm sauteing them, it's the same thing. I put garlic, 1 or 2 teaspoons of butter just for the flavor, chicken broth. I saute those and then I keep them in the refrigerator. So that is one of my veggies. If you want to just pick 2, you can do that. But I pick 3 as my one, right? Now, this next one, a little bit more labor intensive, unless, like me, you have to pull your food processor out because my cabinet space is 2 feet long. This is my raw veggies, but you can chop them, okay? You can chop them. But what I do is I pick 3 veggies. My favorite, beets, and I only do a half a cup of beets, jicama, and cabbage. That's my favorite. And I grate them because it's already grated. It's already easier for your body to digest when it's grated up like that. And I put it in a Tupperware and I add 3 tablespoons of ACV. What does that do? That helps with blood sugar regulation, slows down gastric emptying. It's a fermented, so it's going to be good for your gut. It's going to give it some flavor and it just tastes good. So I put that in my fridge and I keep it in there. I pull that baby out with every meal or one meal. And all I do is take about a fourth of a cup to a half of a cup of those veggies. If you want to top it with your favorite dressing, do it. I love lemon. Lemon is wonderful. Salt and pepper, and I like garlic and lemon. It is so easy. You have it in your fridge. You can have veggies at every meal. So easy. Okay, so that's my pick 2, right? What's the one thing? What do you think it is? You're right, protein. Now, you can pick 2 proteins, and I would like to call it the 2-2-2 method, but honestly, I usually just prep 1. So I'm going to call it the 2-2-1, but you can do 2. And what I like to do is either get a rotisserie chicken from Costco, which I know it's not the cleanest, but I am a busy woman and I'm going to settle for that. And that's fine. And guess what I do? I delegate people. Don't be afraid to delegate. I ask my son, I've taught him how to debone. Now I still have a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old, and I have a husband that loves to help me as well. And really any of my kids, if they were here, they would love to help me. They've turned out pretty darn good. They weren't like that for a lot of years, but now they don't mind helping. And also one of them loves to do food prep, my son. So that's what I do. Sometimes I will grill 2 different types of chicken. So maybe that is 2. I'll make wipe my mouth barbecue chicken with that Trim Healthy recipe. And I get sugar-free teriyaki sauce I get it from Walmart. And I will make 2 different types of chicken on the grill. Other thing, if you have a big grill like I do, and I do my veggies too. I cut up all my veggies and stir fry those right there on that grill. It literally is like all this food that we're eating on for the week. I want to talk to the woman who's wondering if it's just too late. If you've been thinking, well, I guess this is just how it's going to be from now on. Maybe I'll never feel strong or lean again. I want to speak directly to you. It is not too late, my friend. Your body is not broken. You just need a plan that works with your hormones, your metabolism, and your real life. That's why I built the Midlife Fat Loss Formula. It is my 6-month group coaching program where we walk step by step through the exact things your body needs to shift back in to fat burning mode. You'll learn how to eat in a way that fuels you, how to move in a way that actually works, and how to create sustainable habits that last beyond the 6 months. It's not about perfection. It's about progress that sticks. Women like Michelle and Anita are seeing major shifts, not just on the scale, but in their labs, in their confidence, and even their strength. So if you've been needing that nudge to take the next step, this is it. Come on over to bit.ly/, join fat loss formula. That's bit.ly/join fat loss formula. Maybe you want to brown some ground chicken or turkey or pork, whatever you want to do. Pick two if you want to. It's great. You're going to get that protein there. That way you can build a meal at any time. You can go to the fridge, you can build your meal, bam. Now, that's a very simple way to do it. Say you get all that done and you're like, oh, I wanted to make some muffins or pancakes. Wonderful. Either start with that and punt one of these things to another night you're in the kitchen, or vice versa. So maybe pick, okay, Auntie Pearl's muffins. Maybe it's waffles or pancakes this week. Pick one. If you're doing a lot of fermentation, that is going to take some time. So I do my kefir, which takes no time at all because I do the easy kefir. But if you are doing El Ruderai or maybe even some sourdough, that does, I agree, that is going to keep you in the kitchen a little bit more, but you can time it so that you're doing kind of everything at the same time. If you want a dessert, which I like to have a dessert on hand, most of the time I'm just going to pick up some 365, that's a whole food chocolate chips, or some on-plan keto type chocolate. Maybe I might make today I made a cottage berry whip bowl and I put a tablespoon of New Trail granola. That was a fruity, yummy dessert that I had for breakfast. So if you have a dessert that you want to throw in there, go for it. But just you're picking one or two things that are going to set you up for the week. Maybe you are a smoothie girl and you want to prep those smoothies ahead of time, the dry ingredients. See, for me, a smoothie takes 5 minutes. I'm not going to worry about prepping that because I have all my stuff in front of me. I can open up the containers, no big deal, depending on, how much time you want to spend in the kitchen. And I don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. I'm still cooking for a lot of people. I'm in the kitchen a lot. Every time I'm in the kitchen, guess what? I try to do one little thing and it does not detract. It does not add more time. So say like tonight, for instance, I'm going in the kitchen and tonight we're having beef ribs. Well, I've got some veggies that I did not cut up. Usually I like to cut them up right when I get home from the store. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut up cauliflower and cucumbers and peppers. I store them in mason jars or Tupperware with a little bit of water. It keeps them crisp. And I just keep them in the fridge so that I can pull them out. Of course, my kids don't pull them out. Now, if I cut up a whole bunch of veggies on a cutting board and leave them out on my island, my kids will eat they love raw veggies, but only if they're cut up for them, right? I get it. Me too. I want somebody to cut them up for me. Okay. So some other ideas, you guys, like say you have a different palate than me, some other things that you can prep. And like I said, you're just picking a few of these. You can do some boiled eggs. Those are so easy to do. You can do some Greek yogurt cups. You can cook up some turkey sausage or hamburgers ahead of time. You can make your muffins or your protein pancakes. I love the Trim Healthy pancake and waffle mix. They're out of stock as of right now. This is May 4th. I can't wait till it comes back in. They're fuel pull, super simple. I have a little mini dash. I make 5 of those babies up at a time. I store 3 in the fridge and I eat 2, or maybe sometimes I eat 1 for a snack. They're awesome. I can make it savory. I can make it sweet. I can make a pizza out of it. I can make a little smear of peanut butter with banana and cinnamon. I can make a sandwich out of it. I can smear some avocado. So versatile. You just have a little waffle there that you already had made. So see how I just like to make it super duper simple. And the 2-2-1 method, or you can be like the 2-2-2. The other thing that I like to do once a week, so see, I am big on systems, and it's only because systems work for me, and I'm not a systems person. My husband is systems. My right hand CFO and CMO is all systems, and they help keep me. But I'll tell you this, with my food, you get a system and you let the system work for you. So once a week, I double the recipe, and that goes either in the freezer or it goes in the fridge for another night. And some people are like, well, I don't want to do, double meals. I've just trained my family. This is what we're getting. Everybody be happy. I get it. If that's not you, freeze it. Pull it out later. So easy to do that. Okay, so that is my method of prepping. So we want to first manage our mind. 2, we want to set aside our time to get in there and actually do it. Here's the thing, ladies, make it fun. I turn on my favorite music. I start singing and dancing. Sometimes I invite my kids in there to help me, although sometimes I'm like, get out of my way. But most of the time I have them chopping at the table. We do it together. What would make it fun for you? That's what I love, bringing in. Like, why do we want to make it all boring and dreadful and all of that kind of stuff? Like, no thanks. I already have enough of that in my life, right? I need to overcome this and I need to make this fun. So put a candle on. I love to get the atmosphere just right and get in there and go. Okay, I'm going to blow your mind with some alternative thoughts that you can start grabbing a hold of and thinking today and practicing and renewing your mind with these thoughts that will help you with your prep world. So for me personally, I have a huge dry erase board on my kitchen wall across from everything, and I write up there our menu so my kids don't ask me. I write up the things I'm prepping, and then I write thoughts or scriptures or encouraging things to myself so that when I'm in the kitchen, I can look up and go, oh yeah, I'm the girl that preps. I got this. This might not be fun, but I don't care. I'm going to thank myself. When I get up tomorrow, I already know what I'm having for breakfast. It's going to be the banana bread oats from the Trim Healthy Wisdom. And guess what? I can make a bowl. I have quinoa, I have chicken, and I have roasted veggies, and I can make some plant strong dressing. Actually, I already have some in the fridge and drizzle that on there. Bam, that's my lunch. I don't even have to do anything. I have already planned dinner. Dinner every night of the week. I go, okay, Monday is Italian, Tuesday is Mexican, Wednesday is usually going to be a soup and sandwich type night or salad. Thursday is a skillet meal. Friday's usually pizza. Saturday, we pull everything out of the fridge and we eat all of that. And then whatever is in there, that kind of gives me like, what do I want to do last minute here? And sometimes it could just literally be like, all right, we're having popcorn and smoothies, protein smoothies. And then I always have frozen burgers or frozen turkey burgers in the freezer, or I just whip up some eggs and I get already cooked bacon at Costco. I don't even have to cook my own bacon. I love it. Okay, here are some reframing thoughts around food prep. It's going to blow your mind and change your life if you start thinking this way. You will be a food prep ninja. Okay, here we go. Prepping does not have to be perfect. It just has to be done. Yes, okay. I'm not prepping food. I'm prepping peace for my future self. That's my favorite one. All right, here we go. A few minutes today, and we'll say a few 60 minutes today, keeps the what's for dinner stress away, decision fatigue away, overwhelm. What should I have? This is the way I honor my goals and my body. I'm the girl that gets ready for herself, and that includes a little bit of prep time. Food prep is my shortcut to staying on plan, even when life gets crazy. These are some reframing thoughts that I would love for you to consider taking on as your own and see how you feel. See what you do differently. Setting myself up for success is the best way that I can live at that highest level of Kris that I can be when I get ready for myself. I love something that I heard from a podcast about being productive. If you're thinking about your future self like you're a maid or a butler for your future self, what would you just be like, oh, thank you, Butler Kris, for doing that? Like, for instance, this really helps me. Sometimes I will do something for myself ahead of time and I'll forget. Like maybe I'll make a couple of more chia seed puddings or I love the FPP puddings. Or maybe I will get my pickleball bag ready and have my knee brace in there and all the things that I need. And I'll go in there and I'm ready to go. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you, Kris, for doing that. It's all done. It feels so good. So I love it. He said, like what would a butler or a maid do for you that you could do for yourself so you can show up and flow? You can show up and go. And you're 80% there if you do that. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with a friend who might be struggling to lose weight in perimenopause or even menopause without confusion and without overwhelm? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It blesses me to know this podcast is helping you. Time to grab my protein smoothie and head to the pickleball court. I'll meet you back here on Wednesday for another Honeycast episode. See ya.